2 weeks ago, I started playing a game, which I saw has been gold playing. Arknights Endfield. I said, what is this crap? I hate gacha games. Then I saw that it had factory gameplay in it. Me being a huge factory game enjoyer, I was like, you know what? It'd be interesting. Then I saw that it had combat similar to Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Probably the undisputed best team combat ARPG that I've ever played in my life. So I said, all right, I'll give it a try. After a couple of hours, I said, fuck this game, I'm about to quit. It sucks. That's how I felt. 200 hours later, as of today, I've maxed out my factory. I've beaten every single boss at level 90, and it's one of the best free-to-play games that I've ever played. That said, I'm kind of conflicted about recommending it. Some of my first concerns when I picked this up were, okay, well, this is clearly like an open world game. I can never tell if that's going to be a good or a bad thing. Thanks, Ubisoft. You've ruined open world games. Because now, I don't know if they're going to be fun or not. Is it going to be this big, open, empty world with nothing to do? Thankfully, that's not the case. This game is so carefully crafted and packed full of things to do and just visually stunning in every single nook and cranny. Like, they placed objects that you just wouldn't expect to see everywhere. So you're just not going to get bored of the open world. The other part is I was a bit distrustful of the gacha systems, as I tend to be in general, personally. And so I thought to myself, well, what am I going to be doing? Am I going to be doing gacha pulls for, you know, better factories? Am I going to have to pull like a tier 3 factory or something like that? Thankfully, that's not the case. The entire factory part of the game is self-contained as a fully like free-to-play, nothing to do with gacha whatsoever. It's just what you would expect from most like character style gachas, where you're pulling the characters that you want. Now they've also added pulling weapons, but that sounds crazy to say out loud. However, the friction is the early game. The worst part of this game is just starting the game, and they really do a terrible job of allowing you to just play the game, especially as a person who has played plenty of factory games in the past. I totally get that these games, they need to make sure that they design tutorials for the lowest common denominator. However, what I feel like they did is they went so far overboard where they have these tutorials that literally lock you out of being able to do anything. You have to, they zoom in on sections of the game where you have to, you know, press the button the exact order that it tells you in the exact way, and it doesn't let you do any experimentation. And it's hours of this. It's not just a few tutorials. I mean, I'm talking the first like 10 or 15 levels, and then not only that, you can't do anything with your gear. You cannot unlock any kind of factory shit until like way beyond the second zone of the game and the first boss is defeated. And honestly, the pacing is off. So taking a look at just a factory game by itself, there is always going to be the concerns of like, what is the draw? Why do you continue to build your factory? What's the point? Sometimes it's fun to just make like a mega factory in Factorio. In this game, there's a little bit of a different framing that is interesting, because at surface level, if you're just looking on paper, like all of these genres, this open world exploration plus factory plus action combat team fighting style gameplay, it's like, why are you putting this together? How does it even work? But it actually makes perfect sense, because you're building your factory for the purpose of supporting that, both the exploration through having these zip lines that you can set up around the environment to get around faster, and then you're supporting your actual gearing of your characters, because the power level progression comes in 3 different facets. You've got your character levels, and then you've got the weapons, and then you've got the gearing. And so you have all of these things kind of forming a trifecta together, and that factory is going to be the part that supports your gearing, and then kind of just a little bit of your meds, you know, pretty much your reusable meds that you're going to be using throughout your combat. And that all works out great. And then you can build up a lot of currency that you can go into like a little in-game, you know, non-real money store to buy stuff to help yourself out later. And that's really fun too, to be honest. Another part of the game that's a big friction point for me is the fact that, and this could be a unique thing for me, but I'm very gameplay focused and I do enjoy some good storyline stuff from here and there. But my idea of a good story and good storytelling is Dark Souls. There's no dialogue in that game. You just read like a one-liner on a ring. Okay. I love that storytelling. That's totally fine. But this game, it's like you're being force-fed this constant drip of way overwritten dialogue. And then they send you text messages, and these text messages, you got to go through every damn text message. Like, why am I being spoken too much? I should be left alone to play the game. Anyways, being over dramatic. I would like to go through the story. If they cut it down to maybe 10%, then it would make the actual impactful parts of the story more meaningful. And it would make me feel less like I have to skip the story. Because right now I feel like if I don't skip the story, I'm just wasting my time. Outside of all of those friction points, the core gameplay loop felt great to me. The pacing was fine. I enjoyed the loop of running around, putting up the zip lines everywhere so that I could get to the currency that allowed me to upgrade my characters, as well as eventually you unlock these depot missions where you need to deliver things to a certain area. And if you do so, you get these bucks, essentially, the currency to buy stuff, and you get quite a bit of it. So it's worth doing, but it's not going to be fun to do if you don't have like a quick zipline route. So you feel rewarded for actually taking the time to set this up. And as factory game enjoyers, the whole set it up and then you've got it forever mentality, that is something that I value a lot. Now, what I would say contrast to that I don't enjoy about games, and I know some people love this. I've got buddies that their favorite thing to do is to just do repetitive tasks. If you're an ARPG player, maybe you are that type of person. I am an ARPG player, but I tend to quit ARPGs once it gets too repetitive at like level 98 and you got to get to 100 and it's going to take 2 weeks of doing the same thing. That's where I don't like to play. So in this game, I was under the impression, you know what? I'm going to set up my factory. It's going to do all the work for me. It's going to grind everything. It's going to be perfect. And for the most part, that is true. Now, the part that is not true is that you still have a lot of daily chores and a lot of running around doing bullshit that personally, I don't like to do. I don't want to go grab all of the respawning rare metals myself. Thankfully, I can put a auto miner on the regular metals. I wish I could have some sort of automation for the rare stuff. And there's a little bit of automation. You can grow things on your spaceship, and that's kind of okay. But if I had to just suggest one small improvement, it would be that. Now, and the other thing is the dailies. I enjoy so much going around killing enemies in this game. That's another one of the best parts of this. The combat is just, it just feels so fucking good. The ultimates, the animations are just so good. The sound effects, the snappy way everything works together. The dodging feels responsive. The combos feel good. The strategizing of putting your builds together, it all comes together really nicely. I believe they did an amazing job of designing this part of the game. And I don't have a lot of things to fault them on that right there. But I will say that when you're if you're like 200 hours into the game and you just want to farm some in-game stuff, my ARPG brain says, okay, go farm this hard content and kill the boss a bunch of times and then drop the loot. Unfortunately, you can't really do that because the stupid gacha bullshit of like, well, you've got 200 energy, so you can kill the boss twice and then you don't get loot anymore. I don't like that, okay? I don't like it. I wish they didn't have that shit. I just want to kill the boss 100 times. If I could, I would just go kill the boss 100 times. It's fun. Well, you like factory gameplay, and do you enjoy also having strategic, team-based action combat? I think you'll like the game a lot. It's incredible. I loved it, but I wouldn't recommend it blindly. So let me know if you guys are enjoying it, or if you think you're going to try it out. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you around for the next one. Peace.